Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a great day. So for today's video, we are going to be technically learning a new opening that to play against to play against white. So I am going to start with G6. So we have an English here. Knight C3. We are just going to play Bishop G7. Let's see what our opponent is trying to play. Okay, just knight to f3. Um, hmm. I think White is probably waiting for me to do something. Since White is not pushing d4 or e4. Okay, White is playing e4. That makes a lot of sense. We're gonna play knight c6. So this is kind of transposing to a symmetrical English, which I guess is fine. C4 is a pretty good opening after all. Okay, we have bishop to e2. We're going to play d6. And now we have a dragon setup against this English. I mean, actually, wait. Is bishop e2 even a good move? No, it's not. Because usually in symmetrical English, the white bishop usually stay on this diagonal, and you look at my bishop, it's doing this, right? So that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay. Now we had a bit of a decision to make here. The thing is, he won bishop e2, which is really not normal in compare the regular English line. So let's see. What would I like to play here? I could play knight d4 right away, but here's the problem. So when he plays bishop e2 and castle here, I was going to play knight f6. That's a supernatural move. However, the problem is if I play it right now, he will be able to play d4, and that's not what I like, because this transposed to the Sicilian accelerated dragon, and in that position, it's not very comfortable for white. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's not very comfortable for black. So I would like to avoid that, and I would really like to keep this going. I'm debating e6 and e5 right now. So e6 or e5. That's a good question. Because if I want to go e5, if I go e5, then sure, I guarantee it's d4 square. But I also give d5 to my opponent. And if I go d6 and go knight e7, then I don't know. The problem is, like, if I go e5, also my bishop has a square to go to. If I go e6, my bishop is a little bit trapped. But then I guess it's b6, bishop b7. I think since the bishop is over here on e2, because if it's on this diagonal, then b6, bishop b7 is very risky. I think I'm going to go with my e6. My choice of e6 should be okay. e6, and then we're going to put our knight on e7 and castle. Our opponent is a little bit lower, or quite a bit lower rated, but I think that since he played the English, I think this game can be quite interesting. Hmm. I'm not really sure what I want to do. I think right now, I think for now, let's finish developing our king side castle, and then we're gonna go from there. Like if we compare, because again, if we play knight f6, then that goes back into the Sicilian dragon, right? Where white will be able to play d4, and white has a pretty and really great position with the Morosi bind c4 and e4. However, in this position now, right, if we think about the Sicilian, then white is not able to play d4 at all. So then what does white do? White has to play d3. And in that case, if you look at this bishop, it's really in a bad spot. E2 is not where the bishop is supposed to be in an English opening. I guess this is why our opponent here is a bit lower rated. He's not playing the symmetrical English very correctly. All right, we have d3, so that's completely fine. We are going to go with our plan. So now there are two square the bishop is most likely going to go to, which is e3 and g5. He goes for bishop g5, which is completely okay. Now, since the bishop is on g5, we can actually use a tempo to kick the bishop away. Because usually if the bishop is on e3, then we don't really care. But in this position, I think we are allowed to kick it away, right? If they take our knight, then we're just going to take back. I probably without a knight. Well, actually, probably our queen is a bit better. Okay, bishop back to g4. Now, so I was going to just castle, but now I am seeing something very interesting, which is g5. So what does g5 do? First of all, it kicks our bishop back to g3. But then the question is, well, now our king isn't our king a little bit more open, right? It's kind of being busted open. Well, it's kind of true, but also not. So g5, bishop g3, we have knight g6. And what does knight g6 do? Well, knight g6 solidifies the weakness on the g file, and it also aiming at h4 and f4. The only thing that I am a little bit sus about is if the bishop goes back to g3, then now it's aiming on this pawn on d6, which is fairly weak. But in my calculation, after g5, bishop g3, knight g6, if knight to b5 is play by any chance, I think we could just lock it up with e5. Why? Because if white goes back to c3, sure, white has succeeded in terms of forcing us to play e5, but now white has wasted two tempos just moving the knight back and forth, right? And we already completed our development. So that's what I am looking at. But now, would I like to play it is a different question. I could just castle right away. But I am indeed a little bit uncomfortable with our position. Now, there's another thing that after g5, bishop g3, I would like to go knight g6 right away. However, if I want to stop knight b5, I could just play a6. But if we play a6, b4, knight g6, there could be some h4 ideas, which I really don't like it to happen. So if I play g5, I would really like to follow up with knight to g6. So let's see. A6. I somehow don't want the queen to go to D2 because there might be some sacrificing ideas and I really don't like it. However, now my question is, should I just go E5, right? So here's my thinking. If G5, bishop G3, knight G6, right? If knight to B5, which, I mean, I'll be honest, white is probably not going to play it. I'm just like probably overthinking. But if that happens, if we play E5 and the knight goes back to C3, then now we kind of have a good position. Because sure, the knight gets D5, but so do we on D4. And now we have F5 to play around, right? Okay, let's D5. I could be overthinking. But I guess that's what you should do in chess. Chess is that you should overcalculate a little bit, so that you make sure that nothing fishy is going on. Okay, bishop to G3. We're going to go with our plan. Play knight to G6. All right, let me get some water really quick. Wow, our opponent really play it. Wow, so my thinking was correct then. Okay, I sure. All right, since our opponent played knight b5, we are going to just play e5. In an instant, the b2 pawn looks free. However, don't forget that the d6 pawn is the core of our game right now, the core of our center. So we really don't want to lose it. We don't want to care about this b pawn. Okay, don't feel eager to just capture it because knight takes c6 is really brutal. Don't forget that. Okay, so now we're going to play e5, and now we have our bishop is suddenly becoming pretty good, and now this knight is being questioned. What is it doing here, right? Like now the knight has to go back at some point. Like we technically don't even have to kick it, until we start moving out a queen. Then we kick it back. But even that, I think that this knight has wasted a move. Sure, you can say like, oh, we waste 2 moves going e6 and then e5. But so our opponent wait, because the tempo that our opponent wastes, we use it, right? So now it's equal, and if the knight goes back to the c3, now our opponent wasted a tempo, and now we gain the initiative. It's pretty minimal, but I think that it's probably relevant. Right, so see the only reason the bishop g5 is available in this symmetrical English is because our opponent played bishop to e2. Because usually, if there's a fianchetto bishop, then the bishop stay on e3, which is a pretty good square to do a lot of things. But now look at this bishop. What is this bishop doing? Right, the pawns on the center are all white light square. Like, and in order to just move this bishop on diagonal, it's not really ideal. Okay, we have knight to e1. What does that do? So, it does appear to me that this might be the route that the knight is going to. And in one sense, I was really thinking that he might play f4, but of course that's not going to happen. So, we're not worried about that. But now we are seeing the knight being rerouted to d5. And note, now with that route, our knight on b5 and the knight on b5 for white is actually being justified. But of course, we're not going to let that happen because we are going to kick it away. Now, keep in mind, it takes white 3 moves to get the knight onto d5. So we don't have to do it. Now, I just see another thing. I'm seeing bishop g4 here, which is also annoying. But if we castle, after bishop g4, we can play e5 right away. Why is that important? Because then we can capture and we open up this file. And the knight is taking 2 moves to e3, e3 into f5. So yeah, we are. So it's a pretty low chance that our opponent is playing bishop g4. But if our opponent does, by any means, we are going to just straight up push f5. But also, if we want to prevent knight c2, knight e3 being very effective, yep, our opponent plays it. So here, here's the thing. Now it's actually not very good to push f5 right away. Why? So you notice, right? If we push f5 right away, after captures and bishop captures, knight to e3. And note that we don't want to trade our bishop with a knight. Because then this bishop becomes very, very strong. So, but if we move our bishop back, then knight to d5 is being played, and now knight c7 is going to be very annoying. So now what we're doing is the knight first. We're kicking the knight back to c3. We're just gonna be like, yep, go back to your place. There we go. And now we are going to play f5. No, now if bishop to h5, we always have f4 to play with. There's nothing wrong about it. The knight on f4 is really great, and I really like it. This bishop is horrifying. Like, it's so bad. Like, it's, I mean, it's look at this. It's staring at this, and it's being trapped right now. Now, I mean, and white is kind of forced to take it. Yep. So we only capture act with the bishop. Now, we do open up this diagonal for the bishop, but I think that after queen c7, protecting this knight, or we can just go rook b8 and then knight d4, right? If he captures our knight, then sure, we get a double pawn here, but it's going towards the center. Okay, so we have knight to e3 anyway. So, okay, so we have a good decision here. Now, knight d5 is definitely going to be played. There's no doubt about that. I think we are okay to 6 here. Because now I just realized if we play knight d5 right away, we can actually play b5. Why? Because after the b5, if they capture, right, we can capture right with a pawn. And this one cannot be captured, apparently, because the knights are being stuck protecting each other. So we'll see. We'll see. And if this knight goes to d5, then we play b5 anyways, because there are no longer. I think this is a pretty great symmetrical English that our opponent is playing a little bit inaccurately. Okay, but he plays one of the best moves, which is bishop to e4. Damn. So now the problem is, if we play queen d7, bishop e6, queen takes, and now knight e to d5, oh wait, queen d7, well, yeah, queen d7, bishop takes, queen takes, knight to d5, rook to f7, right, defending this, and also allowing the other rook to come in. I really like that. There's another problem with this is knight cd5. But I think that we just move the other rook to e8 and then if bishop captures, we're capturing with the rook, and we should be fine. I mean, yeah, this is looking a little bit harder to play now. And we don't want to capture this because we don't want to allow the queen to get into the game. Huh. This might be a little bit hard to play here. Well, okay, so queen d7, knight cd5, rook to e8, bishop takes, rook takes. If queen g4, queen g4, we have knight d4. And then after knight b6, then we can just move, we can comfortably move our queen, and then we play rook f6. Okay, let's play 7. So that we can move our rook into the game. I think we can technically pre-move this, right? Yeah, we can just pre-move that. Because it comes with a check and attacks a queen, so this... I mean, if we don't take that, then yeah, it's really bad. Alright, so he took. He's going to wait to take one of the knights to d5. Which knight he's going to go to? I think it has to be the c knight. Why? Because the knight on e3 now is doing work. Okay, but he chose the e knight. That's also reasonable because now this knight actually has e4 to go to. But now we are no longer afraid of queen g4, which is a great thing. So now we are going to play rook f7, protecting the 7th rank, and also give a tempo for our, and it's also a tempo because now it gives our rook, it allows our rook to get into the game immediately. Because say we play, right, say we play something like rook d8 or rook c8, sure, that also prevents the threat, but that doesn't allow our rook to get into this file. You see, this file is currently ours, so we should get our rook into this file, and we are going to dominate it. That's what we are going to do. We are. You look at our pieces. Our pieces are on this side, and an enormous attack is going to happen sooner or later. Our pieces are great right now. Because now, since there's no light square bishop anymore, our queen and our knight are currently very safe. Because the position is close. I mean, look at this bishop. This bishop is out of the game. Our bishop, similar in some way, is out of the game. However, if we can push one of our pawns, then things may change. But our bishop, more importantly, our bishop is bad, but it's not trapped. This bishop is currently trapped, and I mean like trapped because it cannot really, it actually can't move right now. Like if it wants to move, it has to go what? h3, bishop h2, and it's just staring at this pawn forever. It's not doing anything. At least our bishop is doing a great job protecting these important squares. Now our opponent is, I think we are having the advantage right now, and our spend a lot of time trying to figure this out. Okay, so we have a3. I think our opponent is going to play b4, trying to undermine this. Which apparently is not bad at all. But do we care about that is the thing, right? Okay, so another rook f7 is that it actually protects b7. So b4, right? And then say after b4 we go rook f8 anyways. If he captures, we capture back with a pawn, and he cannot go rook b1. Why? Because he actually is not attacking anything. He's attacking a protected pawn. And our c5 and our c5 and e5 pawn are currently safe for the moment. So to play rook af8. We're going to just stack the rooks. We're going to just start rolling, and we're going to land a massive attack. I'm currently still a little bit clueless on how to start this attack, but I think it's going to be fine. Okay, now b4. Again, we don't care. We don't really care about that. All right, none of that. So now we're putting our knight into the desired square that it needs to. Right, this is the square that there was no contest about it. Right, we just go for it. And if it captures, we just capture back. There's nothing wrong with it. And note, see now this is where our bishop is coming in. Our bishop is protecting this pawn, which is the core of this whole thing. And also our knight as well. Oh, wow, it's playing a4. He's trying to undermine with b5, but I think that doesn't really work because we're just going to play a5. And what's opponent doing, right? So the question right now is, how do we attack this? That's literally my question right now. I don't know how to attack this. So like, yeah. How do I attack this? I only have 4 minutes. It's not looking great. Okay, so a4 allows me to distract the knight for like one move. My idea is I want to play knight f4 and h5, h4, but that's probably not going to happen. So, oof. Why did we play g4? Why did we play g4 and h5, h4? Because our knight is protecting this, right? That's kind of correct. Yeah. Why don't we do that? Our knight is controlling these two square right now, and this bishop is still trapped. So, I am a little bit afraid of the rook putting the rook on the e file ideas, but I think that we are fine. We're just going to capture back, and now our queen has more space to run to go around. Okay, he's playing knight to e4. Okay, that's the move I missed. Oh, and he's also not allowing me to play h5 at all. Oh, that's a good move. That's a very good move. We can't play queen c8 though, because queen c8 protects this still, right? And if you play knight b6, huh? Oh, I think I might have weakened quite a few things here. Well, queen on c6 is kind of similar to queen on c6 and c8 are pretty much similar square. But I have to protect this g4 pawn. Well, I could just protect it with the rook. That's also true. I really want a rook to stay, though. Alright. I'm going to play queen c8. Really, I really missed this move. I really underestimated. I should have not done that. But now at least we can go h5. We can go h5 and threaten h4. Because h5 after knight g5, we can just move our rook to f5. And we are going to be fine. And h5 also help protect g4, so I can distract. so my queen can be a little bit distracted and only protect this pawn instead of, yeah. Oh, I'm missing knight d6. Oh no, I missed knight d6. Oh, I missed knight d6. Oh, that's the difference. I missed knight d6. Oh, of course I missed knight d6. Horrible, horrible. Ah, that's horrible. Really horrible by me. Um, yeah. I mean, now I have to just sack an exchange, which by all means is not at all very bad. However, of course, that's not what we like. At least our knight is. At least the rooks are currently not that great. We hung that, but it's okay. Now if knight b6, we go back queen e6, and we are fine. Lucky our activity is way too much for the exchange. For the moment, I do have to justify it because I just hung an exchange for no. Okay, it's going there, obviously. I do have to just go h5. I don't really have choices here, I think. And now rook b6, we are going to just go king h7, protecting the knight. I mean, we can also just go back knight c6. It's not. I can go. We can also just. It's another thing we could do. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's going rook b6. Okay. So if we go back, then there's f3 now. We don't, and I don't want to, because here's the thing: we go right knight c6, then f3 takes. He can take with the rook now, and I really don't like it. So knight c6, f3, h4, bishop f2. Oh, actually, bishop e1 is good. Things are not going anywhere, you know. I think we are going to force an exchange back. I think that's probably one of the best results we can get here. Because this diagonal is being blocked right now. It's being, well, semi blocked right now. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say. I don't know if it's semi or semi, but I think semi is the correct way. It's not semi. It's currently semi blocked. So the only way is queen e1 and queen e4. Which then in that case I'll just go queen f5 and whatever. Or we can still protect it with knight f5 or even rook f5. It's not the end of the world, I don't think. The queen e1 if queen e1. But again, if h4, rook takes, king g6, bishop takes h4, I don't see a way to continue this. So that's currently also one of my issues I'm looking at. I'm not sure what I should do here. Getting very confusing. So what? He plays F4 instead of F3. But wait a second. So pawn takes. Wait. Takes. 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 I'm confused. Wait. Wait. Why is. Okay. Wait a second. Text. Okay, I'm. Yeah. Okay, take with A5. I think he should have just gone F3. Why is he leaving me with choices here? So that's really confusing because now, sure, I'm still down in exchange, but my bishop is now active. Which, if my bishops can be on D4, it'll be a monster. So, unless you take this, well, but if he takes here, and it's fine, it's equal. But or he takes this, and knight 4, king 6, king 6, and things are fine. No, well, I think if it takes on G6, I should just take this. Oh, okay, still taking that. That's fine. We obviously have to take this. No other way to go here. It's kind of confusing, but I think it's fine here. Open order position is now because both sides can win this. Uh, wait. I think I should go here because I'm running knight e2. Yeah, something is telling me like if I trade the rooks, I might lose right away because the rook is it's the only thing that allows my knight to get in. Get in. My queen has other jobs to do, but allowing the like protecting the knight to get in is definitely not one of them. This rook e4 doesn't work. Takes my pawn is protecting this, so it doesn't work. Um, and also we're protecting b7 because from in my thinking, if takes bishop takes, now this pawn is super weak and doesn't matter what I do. Queen b1 is just a pretty nasty move. So I think keeping the rook here is pretty good because the rooks here cannot be connected yet, right? Without getting captured. So bishop h4 is not a move because knight e2, knight e4. Now how is he gonna stop? How's he gonna stop that? Okay, just go there. Alright, I'm going knight e2. I'm going to just go knight 2 and then capture this. After he moves, I go queen c7, taking this off. I mean, what does he go? Rook f2, I guess. Yeah, rook f2 is the only move. Alright, queen c7. Queen b1, queen here, and I'm fine. And now I'm completely fine. And now I have a lot of counterplay here. Yes, okay, so it was the right decision to keep the rook. When I took with f4, I was calculating what happens after I traded, and I thought about it like the whole time until I decided not to trade because I figured it's not gonna be good. Okay, so we're just gonna take, and now bishop e5, queen h2 should be very good. Oh, he hung his rook. Okay, doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Okay, we're just going to play this because he has to capture. He has to take this. There's no way he's not taking that because that's literally checkmate. So, yep. Okay, so then. Oh wait. Oh my god, I could have. Oh, that was a free rook. That was a free rook. What am I doing? That was a free rook. That was so free, man. That was so free. Oh, I'm so crazy. That was so free. He can't even take back. How do I miss something like that? There might be. Well, okay, queen g6, queen f4, g3 threatening this. Because now g3 and rook e1 is a real threat. And okay, second on that. That doesn't matter. That is fine, completely fine. Let's just go here. Right now I'm trying to distract the queen here out a little bit. But I allow queen d1. Okay, it's going queen e1. Wait. Oh, I can't take still because of this. Okay, I'm gonna go g3. Let's move here. We need to. I'll go here instead. Oh, I wanted to this. No. I ran into that. E5. Wait. King e7 takes 6 here. King g6. How does he stop? How does he stop it? Yeah, he can't stop it. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, he can't take the pawn then. Okay. Oh my god, why can't I take the pawn? Let's just go there. There's no mate, there's no mate. Takes 5. King g7 here, here. Here, here. Yeah, okay. He definitely is trying to just do that. Oh my god, now I'm losing. Now I'm completely losing. Oh, I missed Bishop takes pawn. Now I'm completely losing. Oh. I mean, what is there to play here? I I don't know. There's nothing I can do here, but I mean, okay, hung his pawn back at least. Wait, no, that's not even hanging. I'm too tired for this. Oh, oh my god. I am way too tired for this. All right, that's a GG. Okay, figure out what I did wrong. I well, it was. Oh yeah, this is still -4. Yeah, just King G6. Well, well, well. All right. I think overall that was a really, really good symmetrical English game. Obviously, I need to improve on my middle game because I cannot play these. I accidentally played the best move by Engine. That was so funny. Oh yeah. Oh, this is why this is not a free rook. Oh, because I have to take this first. But then this is completely winning. Oh, this is completely winning. Wow. Oh, because this is protected now. Oh, well, not that doesn't even matter. You just go here. Wow. Oh, wow. That's amazing. I miss it completely. I mean, I don't know, yeah, I have, I have 40 seconds. Why do I have to do this? Well, I didn't even see Queen H4, so. But okay, I think overall that was a really great game. That's a really great loss to me. I think recently I've lost so much as black, and there's so much I need to learn, in order to solidify and justifying my 2000 rating USCF. So thank you guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.